welcome to my channel, or welcome back. I'm Joche and I'm your go-to girl for all things real. In today's video, I'm going to be reviewing the Grand Palladium in Costa Mujeres, Mexico. Share this with anyone that may be planning a trip out of Cancun. I cover real talk, lifestyle, and reviews, and I love to travel. This year I went to Mexico 3 times, 2 of which I stayed on resort. I have several vlogs from my experience at this resort, so if you want to see me in action, I'll be sure to leave those in the description box down below. You can check it out, or even look at my playlist called Travel with Joche. I encourage you to check out the description box. I have descriptive tags down below that cover each section of today's video. So if you want to know about the food, or you want to know about the drinks, you want to know about the service, the things to do, you can kind of go there and skip ahead. Or you can watch the whole video, and be sure to give this video a thumbs up. Let the algorithm know that this video is helpful. Leave me comments down below to share any of your questions or feedback. The first thing that I want to talk about is the food. You know that most resort food is given Golden Corral or less, okay? Let's just be honest. Surprisingly enough, this resort had delicious food. I actually stayed at a Grand Palladium in Punta Cana, Dominican Republic last year, where the food was absolutely horrible. I'll link that review on the card and in the description box, just in case you want to go to Punta Cana too. But y'all, this food really set a standard for me as it pertains to going to all-inclusive resorts. It was delicious. They had a buffet on site, and it was called the Isla Blanca. And y'all, the food was great. I ate there for breakfast every day, and I also ate lunch there a few times as well. What I liked about this buffet is that they offered a grill side where they made food fresh. And I'm not just talking about your standard burgers and fries that you see. I'm talking about they had a whole seafood selection where you could get scallops, you could get shrimp, you could get salmon or tuna cooked fresh on the grill. And they actually used seasonings, y'all. Salt, pepper, oil. They also had a omelet station where you could get omelets made fresh every day, and I love that as well. The food on the buffet, like, just needed to grab something quick and go. That food was also pretty good. I love the guacamole, y'all. It was some of the best guacamole I've ever had, seasoned to perfection. Pico de gallo is good. They had this dish called mole, which is like this brown chicken with seasonings and like a gravy texture. That was amazing. I also liked the fruit selection. It was fresh, it was ripe, it was sweet. They had different desserts and pastries. The rice was good. I have no complaints about the buffet food. They also had restaurants on site where you could get food made fresh to order. I highly recommend that you do reservations in advance. You take advantage of the reservation system and try some of the different foods on the resort. I tried the Indian restaurant my first night, and it was delicious. I love the lamb dish. I will try to pop the menu on the screen. Y'all, it was so good I had to order a second plate. And the great thing about all-inclusive is that if you order something and you don't like it, you can ask for something else. So I also tried the buttered chicken because my roommate ordered that, and that was really good. So Indian restaurant food, service, delicious. Definitely recommend that. My worst food experience was at the Steakhouse, El Dorado. And I want to say that my experience was horrible, not because the food wasn't good, but because we had one of the latest reservations of the night. And so if anything I would do differently, I would recommend not making your reservations late. So for more context, when I traveled to this resort, I was with a group, and I was there for this big Zumba experience with like 40 people. Because of that, we had to make our dinner reservations around the activities. And on our second night, we had a grand fitness concert that ended at like 8:30. So for that reason, we decided to do the Steakhouse at 10 p.m. because we knew that we had plans earlier in the earlier dinner hours. And so the service was not as great. There were a few errors in the food that our group ordered, and when we left the restaurant, the staff literally came rushing out at the same time. We were the last table, and that was a little bit awkward. If you have to make a late reservation, go for 9 o'clock versus 10 o'clock, because just like in the States, if you go somewhere an hour before they close, these people are ready to go home. And I know you're supposed to give your best regardless, but that's just not what we got. And so that's why I say, just if you go, make the reservations early. At the Steakhouse, I did enjoy the chicken Caesar salad and the onion soup. My steak was actually pretty good. It tastes really good with the onion soup. But again, there were some lack of attention to details, as well as them running out of desserts and stuff like that because we were the last people there. On my third night, I tried the Italian restaurant, and y'all, Portofino's was delicious. Now, before you think I'm gonna say something basic like try the spaghetti, try the lasagna, I'm gonna tell y'all no. What you wanna order at the Portofino's is the sea bass, if they have it available. It was my first time trying it ever in life, but it was the most delicate, well-seasoned fish that I've ever tried, and it was just perfection. Now, if you're looking for something that's 24 hours, then I would recommend the Extra Time Sports Bar. Now, if you are familiar with my channel, you're not new here, maybe you saw my review of the Punta Cana property. It is the same place, but it is completely a new and better experience. For one, the food is actually good. If you are from Atlanta like me, or if you just like good wings, I recommend that you order wings, but they also have delicious tacos as well. And so the difference in this Extra Time versus the other is that during the daytime, you kind of get like that restaurant sports bar feel where you can sit down and order food. They do have the buffet in the back, but I recommend that you sit down, dine in, let them make your food fresh. I'm not sure if they do that all day long. So I would say if you're tired of the buffet, come on in during your lunch hours between 1 and 3 or so, and sit down and order your food, your drinks. The service and food will be much better than, you know, buffet food that's been sitting. And then on my last night, I got to try out the Mexican restaurant and the Japanese restaurant. Y'all know I had to get that content. There was a group dinner at the Mexican restaurant, La Adelita, and I did not try as much food because we knew we were going to the Japanese house later that night. But I would say that they had good appetizers, and I think the dish I tried was called the deviled shrimp, and it was pretty good as well. Portions were kind of small, so don't be afraid to order multiple things to get your taste in. But the dishes were pretty good there as well, and so was the service. I also tried a chocolate martini while at the La Adelita. Everybody was raving about the chocolate martinis. I will say I don't like martinis or vodka-based drinks normally, but it was pretty good. I'll get on drinks in a different section of this video though. And then the Japanese restaurant is also really cool. They have 3 options when you go there. You can dine in traditionally and just kind of order from a menu. You can do the hibachi experience, which I highly recommend, but again, you need a reservation for that. And you can't be going super late because they stop doing hibachi a little bit earlier than they do general dining. Or you can go straight to the sushi bar if you're into sushi and you just want sushi dishes. They do have some premium upgrades. Our server asked us if we wanted to do like lobster and shrimp for an additional $59.95. We were like, nope. We'll take whatever is all inclusive. But that's good to know if you're like a big seafood person, you want more than just the basic dishes that they offer. The miso soup was good. They brought us an appetizer out that had like dumplings in it. That was okay. And I had a dish with chicken and rice, and it was okay. So overall, I would rate the food at this resort a 9 out of 10. I don't recall what I rated the food last time. I think it was a 5 out of 10. So I really wanted to kick off the video talking about that because food is super important. Price. So when we think about price for the Grand Palladium in Costa Mujeres, I would say that it is pretty fair. Now, of course, I went through a travel agent. I had a different experience, but when I pulled up the price to go to this property on my own, the price I paid for just me is about the price it would be for 2 people. So if you book in advance, you can take advantage of one of the early savings specials. You can probably go to this resort under $1,500 for 2 people, which is great for a 5-day trip. So I would say plug in those numbers and see what you can get. This is a great resort for the price, especially given that the food is as good as it is. Let's get into the drinks, because if you are grown and you are looking for all-inclusive, it's because you want to drink too. I understand. I'm gonna give them a 5 out of 10 for drinks, and here's why. The mixed drinks had an aftertaste consistently, and that is why I'm giving it 5 out of 10. It's okay if you have a Mexican tequila drink. That doesn't bother me. You're in Mexico, right? But what bothered me is that they were using some sort of syrup in their drinks that was probably cheaper. I understand you're giving out free alcohol all day, but it just had a really nasty cough syrupy aftertaste consistently. I love strawberry margaritas. After trying 2 on the first day, I didn't order it again for the rest of the trip because it had that syrupy taste. I also tried a passion fruit mojito. It had a nasty aftertaste. The best drink that I had with tequila in it was on the beach. And on the beach, they do have like servers coming to you. If you're laying out on the cabanas, they will offer you a drink. And that mango margarita with a tahini rim was great. It was like a frozen version of it, and I had like 3 of those. Those were good. But in the bars, I tried the Eclipse bar, I tried the main lobby bar, I tried the bar at the Isla Blanca, which is the buffet. Consistently, the other drinks that I tried had that syrupy taste. And so after a while, I started just drinking straight silver tequila shots, or silver tequila shots with pineapple, or tequila con pina. And those were good. So I would say this resort lacked as it pertained to drinks, but you could get like wines and you could get beer and things like that. So you can find something and somehow to make it work, but these were not the best drinks I've ever had. Moving on to entertainment. So another great thing about this resort was the fact that they had things to do morning, noon, and night. In your suite, you would see on the TV the entertainment section. I'll overlay it here, where they show you a full schedule of everything that's supposed to happen during the day. So dancers, musicians performing, shows at the outdoor theater. They had different fitness classes like yoga and Zumba and salsa dancing. The staff would even tell you, hey, we're doing salsa dancing by the pool at this time, check us out. It was really cool, and it gave you a lot of things to do. But on top of that, the amenities at this resort were so top tier that if you didn't want to be bothered with those things, you could still have something to do. They had a gym that you could leverage. There was a really nice pool with a bar set, you know, built into it. They had a private fizzy pool, which we had a private fizzy pool party. It just seemed like everybody was having a great time. Customer service here was amazing. They went above and beyond to make sure that you were happy, that you were enjoying yourself. They had the go-karts where they could drive you around the resort. And they even had this cute little canoe boat in the middle of the like little lake strip that went through the resort, where you could take a boat ride from your building to the breakfast area or to another part of the resort. They had beach access, which was super convenient. And the beach was really nice. It wasn't a lot of tourists or tourist seekers on the beach, locals that are trying to get you to buy things. I remember seeing maybe just like 2 guys who were selling parasailing and snorkeling activities, but for the most part, unlike some other resorts I've been on, it wasn't a lot of people trying to approach you and make you buy things. They did have a desk with the staff that offers you things to do if you were looking to go off the resort, excursions and things of that nature. I would recommend you use that because you know you're going to be safe. Or if you're booking with a travel agent, just ask your travel agent what to do when it comes to that. If you're not using a travel agent, go to YouTube, go to TikTok, and see what people are saying that they recommend that you do. Understand that if you do anything with somebody that's off the resort, you have to be careful. Now, I would recommend things like getting a beach massage. The other thing I want to talk to y'all about is the accommodations in the room. The room is really, really nice. I had a junior suite. I'll link my video where I did a 3-minute room tour on the card right here and in the description box down below. I had a roommate because I went on this trip solo, no hubby, no kids. But y'all, when I tell you that this room was a vibe, it had like this really modern bathroom with a glass panel that you could see through. You could make a baby up in here if you wanted to. Stand-in shower, separate bathroom, doors to close. The mini bar had all the coffee, tea, sodas, waters, and also beers there. They would restock that daily. Housekeeping came and cleaned your room daily. There was a balcony that overlooked either the pool area or just the lagoon area. It was very nice, clean. The bed was super comfortable. I have no complaints whatsoever. And the person who kept our room clean did an amazing job. Oh, they had an elevator, which the elevator was wonky. I will say that. The elevator would do this thing where it would open and close and open and close after you press close. It was kind of like, okay, I'm gonna get off and go down the steps. And we were in building 15. It was a little bridge that you could walk around to get to everything else. So this property layout was done and designed in a way that was mindful of the people on site at the resort. One other thing that I wanted to mention is that room service is not free at the Grand Palladium. I believe the fee for each time is $10, might be $15. So aside from that, everything else was included. The drinks are included, the food is included, the entertainment is included. Anything that isn't included, they'll let you know. You stay tuned to my channel. I will be doing another review next of the resort Secret Moches Impressions in Playa del Carmen, which also you can get to flying out of Cancun airport, where everything is included, including the room service. So stay tuned for that. The other thing I want to talk about is adults versus kids versus families. Like, if you're an adult, you don't want to see kids, should you come here? My answer is yes, absolutely. Grand Palladium shares a property with the TRS. It's all in one the same. The rooms look exactly the same, but the TRS side is adults only. And some of my friends in the group actually stayed at the TRS property. The cool thing about the TRS is they get their own special pool, they get their own restaurants, and they're able to access everything at the Grand Palladium as well, as far as amenities and restaurants. The other cool thing is, if you have a room at the TRS, you get your own butler, your own private butler for the duration of your visit. They check in on you, they make sure you have everything you need. I thought that was the coolest thing ever. So if you are an adult watching this and you're like, oh no, I can't do kids, I don't want to see kids, you can still come here, get the same level of service, but a step higher. You just want to get a TRS room. Now, for those of y'all who have your kids and are looking for things to do as a family, this property is still for you too, because they have the family selection side. And so what I liked about it is they had like Grand Palladium, which seemed to be for the most part adults, but you might find a few kids here and there. They had the family selection, which is exclusively for people traveling with kids, and then they had the TRS. So it gives you options to where, whether you traveling by yourself, with your girls, with your boo, with your kids, you have a place to be on this resort. I'm gonna end with some miscellaneous tips. Pack your bug spray. I will link the vlog down below where the mosquitoes attacked me on the balcony, and I had 3 mosquito bites in the middle of my forehead. Now, I did pack my bug spray, but I didn't spray it. And so the mosquitoes are not that bad during the daytime. In fact, I didn't see them in the daytime. We arrived in the daytime. But when that sun starts to set, they will bite your ass. So I'm gonna be real with you and tell you to make sure you pack your bug spray and use it. Rub it on your face. Rub it on your, rub it on your arms. In fact, I don't know, something broke me out a little bit after I left. I don't know if it was because I put bug spray on my face or if it was from sunburn. But that was my second tip. As you know, melanin can burn, so make sure to pack your sunscreen. The sun is treacherous in Mexico. I would say the ride going from the airport to the Grand Palladium Costa Mujeres was about 40 minutes. When we left on that Monday morning, it took us over an hour. Pro tip, be sure to leave 3 to 4 hours prior to your flight to ensure you can get through. There's a lot of traffic in Cancun. The other thing I want to talk about is events and private parties and things like that. You could certainly plan your wedding here if you're looking for a place to plan a wedding. I saw a few weddings taking place while we were here. Not that I could be all up on it, but you saw the aftermath of the people. You saw the bridesmaids. You saw the photographers out there. And they definitely have different areas within the resort that you can use to have a wedding or a private party. Like, you could do your 30th birthday or your 50th birthday here. They give you options. Another really cool thing that we leveraged was the Fizz pool. My travel agent booked that for us, and we had a private party. And the private party was just for our group. It included staff. They had a DJ for us. They had fizzy bubbles running through. It was really nice, and I could see myself doing something like that for my birthday as well. Like, it was just really cool. And then another thing is, if you are trying to capture the moment, if you think about how Carnival Cruises have these photographers around with the camera, they have that here too. So I actually took advantage of a photo shoot, and I only liked one of my pictures, but you can do as many photo shoots as you want, and you're not obligated to pay for the pictures if you don't like them. And they have different packages. You can even purchase one photo for like $20, which is what I did because I didn't really like all my pictures. I'll plop the one I took and selected on the screen. I thought it was beautiful. The sun was setting behind me. I was getting ate up by mosquitoes while this photo shoot was happening, but it was definitely worth it. Overall, this resort was amazing. I highly recommend it. It was probably my best trip of the year. And if I forgot to say anything and you are wondering, please comment down below and ask. I do get back to my viewers. I do want to say thank you so much for watching today's video. Be sure to subscribe to my channel. Check out my Travel with Joche playlist. And I will see y'all in the next video. Bye.